Hello, and thanks for joining me at IT Homelab Online. In this video, I'm going to deploy Vaultwarden, which is a self-hosted Bitwarden-compatible password manager as a Docker container with a Tailscale sidecar so it can access it securely from anywhere. By the end of this video, you'll have your own private password vault running, and you'll be able to install the official Bitwarden apps on your phone and laptop and point them to your own server instead of the cloud. I'm running this on my Ubuntu Docker host, the same virtual machine on Proxmox that I've set up on my Docker Homelab in another video with Portainer and other base containers. If you followed along with that one, you'll already have the folder structure and Tailscale account we're going to use to build on top of that. Now, let's get started. First, let's have a look at the stack. I'll SSH into my Docker. Now, I've already created this. I've created a new stack called security, and I'll just quickly go through the compose file that I've created. Okay, so you can see here it follows my standard formatting. It's got this label in it so that it will update automatically through Watchtower using my standard variables. So you can see here time zone is set from my environment folder with file, which I'll show you in a second. Now I've also had to add in this admin token, which I've added to my secrets, and I've set signups allowed equals true. Once you've got this up and running and you've got all of the accounts created that you want to, if you set this to false, that will lock it down a little bit more. It connects to the Tailscale Vaultwarden network just here, which we'll go down and have a look. Again, this is the same sort of standard setup, and this is using the TS auth key variable down here. I've set it to reroute port 8084 so it doesn't conflict with anything else on my network and point that to its required port of 80. And it's got its own network set up there. So we'll exit out of there. Now I will show you the environment variables. So you can see here, these are my standard environment variables. I've got a dummy TS auth key in here because I also use my secrets. This just helps me keep track of what I need to have. And I need to generate a Vaultwarden admin token for this exercise. So you can see I've got the comment commanded in there. This is also available for you to download on the GitHub. So I'll exit out of there and I'll just show you. So that's the key that it generates. It'll be different every time. So you can just right click to copy that. Go back into your environment variables and paste it in over the top here. As I said, I've already got mine set in a separate secrets environment. So we'll continue from there. So now all we need to do is a Docker compose. Actually, I will show you. So I have some aliases set up. So I'll show you my alias script. So you can see here what this does. Will that fit if it does, excellent. So I've created an alias called Docker up. And what that does is that runs the Docker compose command. It tells it to use my environment file of .env stored in my scripts folder, and also tells it to use my secrets environment file. It tells it to bring it up, and it tells it to disconnect automatically. So what you can do is you can run this script, which is available, as I said, on the GitHub, or you can simply use this command here. That'll pull down the image, which will be the latest image from Vaultwarden. This will only take a moment. Okay, so now that we've done that, if we open up a Tailscale, and we should be able to see a new machine here created called Vaultwarden. Again, if you have been following along with my videos, you'll see how to set up a key. I'll quickly go into that now, but I'm just going to disable the key expiry so that that doesn't disconnect on me. So if you haven't already set up your TS auth key that we saw earlier in the variables environment, you can go into settings, keys, and then you just do a generate auth key here. Pretty straightforward. So now that we've got that loaded up in here, what we can do is run a command that will give us access to the Tailscale URL as HTTPS. So we'll do a docker exec -it, so it's within the container ts Vaultwarden, and the command is tailscale serve -bg HTTP. We're just going to point it at the local host, so 127.0.0.1, and that's on port 80. Enter. Okay, so now what we should be able to do is go into here and go to, if we just go here, we can copy the URL from within here. If we go HTTPS, paste it in there. Now it will take a moment to run the first time, so we'll just give it a sec. Okay, so that's created a certificate. I'll just show you quickly in Portainer. Okay, so we'll quickly go into here. These are all containers that I have shut down. So we can see the Portainer Vaultwarden. Here we go. We can have a look at the logs here. So it just has a little disclaimer to say it's an unofficial Bitwarden implementation, so you can't get support for it through their channels. And it tells you that it's all been set up, and then it's listing on the open IP range. So you just need to be careful. I wouldn't recommend publishing this directly to the internet, but you can certainly connect to it through your Tailscale network without any security type issues. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go in here and we'll create the create an account. So it does require an email address and a username. Continue. Now here you want to create a very strong secure password. Because that's going to be your master key to protect all of your passwords. And you can put in a password hint here if you like. So I'm going to just say that it's a very complex random password. And the good thing is you can also get it to check for existing data breaches. So I'll do that now actually. Just make sure that password hasn't already been compromised. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll get the extension, which is the official Bitwarden extension, and say add to Chrome. Okay, so now what we do is we come up here to our extensions. I like to pin it so that I can see it. Okay, and click on here. Oops. What just happened then? What just happened then? Okay, so I've re-enabled it through the setup menu. Okay, so now we'll go into here and we'll say login. Now what you need to do here is instead of going out to the cloud, you can click on this bitwarden.com and select self-hosted. Set up your URL, which is https:// and then your URL from here. And save. So now you can put your email address in to sign in. I'm going to tell it to remember because I'm not switching accounts or anything like that. So continue. Put in the master password that I created earlier. Okay, so there we have it. So now what I should be able to do is if I go to something like Portainer here, and then I want to sign out. So now when I log in, I get the option here to save my login under Bitwarden. You can see the shield logo. So I'll say save. And it says that it's saved successfully there. So if I log out again, now I get this shield here. I can click on the shield. It's done a lookup of the website that I'm trying to sign into and automatically populated it with its best guess. So I click on there, you can see it's changed to the correct username and password and log in. So there you have it. Now you've got Vaultwarden set up on your self-hosted Docker container. You can also install the Bitwarden app on your phone and it works exactly the same way as Bitwarden would. You've got the option to choose the self-hosted server instead of their online servers. And that's it for this one. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.